Daylight, my MVVs, welcome.
Two elders who are said to have been fighting for, Olori Runke have been disbanded and thrown out of the palace of the Ooni of Ife because they came and they started making so much problems with the Ooni of Ife, stating that they are well aware that Ooni of Ife has activated his ancient sword, that the issue with itching that is plaguing anti-Iyaagba and anti-Blublo is coming from the ancient sword, that is something that happens when an ancient sword is reactivated, and the principle of that sword speaks a word to the sword. Okay, that so they are well aware that Kabiyesi has activated his ancient sword, and they were blaming Iyaagba, blaming Olori Naomi, and blaming every other person blamable for encouraging Kabiyesi to go ahead and activate his ancient sword, blaming the Ifa priest that said that Ooni of Ife is busy carrying Ifa priests from other nations, other countries to come and work for him right here. That he has been misled. That who on earth will believe that you activate your ancient sword to fight people who are not your enemies, people who are your wives? Now, they said other elders jumped at this man that who are not his enemies. People who will go and take your protective charm, people who will take the life gods, or what is that gods that they took away, people who will open deity, the house, the hut where they used to go and pray and kind of appease the deity. They will open it for water to go in when they know very well that water is not supposed to go in there. Okay, people who will invoke water into the palace and a whole lot, and you say that they are not enemies. If they are not enemies, what are they? The fact that you people manipulated the Ooni of Ife to bring all of these people into the palace doesn't mean that people do not know that they are indeed the real enemies of the palace, or the real enemies of the Ooni of Ife. And so these men came, and they came with their full chest, stating that they are well aware that the ancient sword has been activated, that it is Queen Naomi and Iyaagba and some Ifa priests that encourage Kabiyesi to go ahead and activate the ancient sword. They know very well that Kabiyesi alone does not have the heart to do that. And they were blaming Olori Naomi, that Naomi is going to destroy them. But you do know that these men are one of those men who will do everything that is within their power to ensure that Queen Naomi does not return back to the palace. As it is rumored, they say that they fight against Queen Naomi's return into the palace. It's more of a territorial fight. They don't want Queen Naomi there because of her prayer life. Queen Naomi has been disturbing them a whole lot. They have even used their mouth to say that when Queen Naomi is in the palace, they don't gather where they are supposed to gather. That the Ooni of Ife's palace is their heritage. Nobody has the right to come and stop them from doing what they know how to do best. They do know that everybody knows that it is a traditional community. They have a spirit, they invoke spirit, they go to places and all of that. Nobody has the right to stop them. That Queen Naomi's God is not letting them do the things that they need to do. And they said this happens to be one of the major reasons why they are fighting Queen Naomi so much and nothing else. And these are one of those men who are fighting so much against Queen Naomi. So the reason why Ooni of Ife is said to have asked them allegedly to move them out of the palace as they were disbanded, they took their whatever they used to wear them here, all those beads, and moved them out of the palace, is because you know that right now with the way things are going in the palace, there's been this narrative that some people are working so hard to try and take that position from the Ooni of Ife, that they want to dethrone Ooni of Ife and all of that, and that is what this is about. And they said this is not something that is just happening right now. They said it's something that has been well cooked before they made everything that they did for Naomi to get out of the palace, because they wanted to use women against the Ooni of Ife, and that was how they were able to cajole him into bringing all of these women into the palace. But since the women stepped into the palace, most of these elders, they step backward. When something happens where, of course, everybody knows that, by right, you should be on the side of the king, knowing that a sacrilege has been committed, and they said they will go ahead and begin to support those who have committed the sacrilege. And that is why things started compounding and compounding to where they are right now, where it does seem as if all the deities in the palace are crying, everywhere is shaking, only seeing fireballs, only seeing tortoise, only seeing this whistling in the palace, and all of these things that we have been hearing. Now, you have heard everything that's been going on, but of course, you do have to still understand that these are all alleged news, and I will always say to Della Writer, whatever that you see on social media, you want to take it with a pinch of salt. Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Della Ram. I bring you fresh and spicy just from the sauce. It's still on the Royals. How are you guys doing? Happy weekends today. I appreciate you so much. I hope that you get to enjoy your weekends. If you're like me, I love weekends so much. If you're yet to subscribe, kindly go ahead, hit that subscribe button, and do not forget to turn on the notification bell. And do not forget to give this video a thumbs up. I appreciate each and every one of you so much. Now, we have heard what is going on social media, as it is reported, as it is alleged, as it is rumored that, two elders of the palace of the Ooni of Ife yet again have been disbanded and moved out of the palace for supporting sacrilegious, deed of some of the Loris who are in the palace, but then thereby blaming Ooni of Ife for activating this ancient sword. Now, what is the essence of being given an ancient sword if you cannot use it when you need it? And that's the question everybody is asking. Ooni of Ife is a big king, and before he was made a king, he was given certain weapons to use in the days where it gets really tough for him, and that includes an ancient sword. Ooni has been going back and forth with this issue that has been making the rounds on social media. If everything we are hearing is the truth, and right now it is time for him to activate his ancient sword. Whether he has activated it or not, we do not know, but the rumor that is making the rounds on social media is that he has activated his ancient sword, that they just basically cleaned it and only spoke a word to it. And before he even spoke, the thing went and started, causing kasala everywhere. And that is why everywhere is itching everybody right now. And now, because they know that they cannot fight anymore, as far as Oni had decided to activate his ancient sword, and that was a last resort for the Oni of Ife, they have come and began to blame him because they want him to take it back. And that is the reason why Oni saw where they are coming from, and they said that was why these elders were disbanded and taken out of the palace in a very shameful manner. Wanted to bring you this update. I'm going to bring you more update. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you.